Good evening, folks, and welcome to the 12th episode of the Rahul Nair Finance Show. You're listening to the Daily Deal Room, from startups to stock markets, where we decode the business buzz of the day, crisp, clear, and to the point.
Today is 23rd July, 2025. Before we begin, here's a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for educational purposes only. It is not a buy or sell recommendation. Always consult a financial advisor before making investment decisions.
Let's start with our first segment, Market Wrap, Closing Bell. Let's start with the markets. It was a bullish Wednesday as both the Nifty and Sensex marched higher, buoyed by upbeat news from Asia. Why did the markets rally? Positive signals as the US and Japan inked a trade deal. Optimism building over potential US-China trade talks in Stockholm. The mood lifted auto and financial stocks in particular, sparking a mini rally. Here's how the major indices closed. Nifty 50 gained by 0.63%, closing at 25,219. Sensex increased by 0.65%, ending at 82,726. Bank Nifty I went up by 0.80%, closing at 57,210. Nifty Midcap gained by 0.34%, closing at 59,307. Nifty Small Cap remained flat at 18,893. Among sectoral indices, Nifty Auto climbed 0.85%, finishing at 26,987, with financial services next at 0.84%. On the flip side, Realty tumbled 2.60% and media finished down 0.94%.
Let's continue with our second segment, Company News, Earnings, and Announcements. Let's unpack some company headlines. Eternal hit a 52-week high, shares surging 14.8% to 311.60, following positive brokerage reviews and healthy Q1 revenue. Titan is set to acquire a 67% stake in Damas Jewelry across the GCC for $283 million. The remaining 33% could follow after December 2029. Z Entertainment posted a 22% year-over-year jump in Q1 FY26 profit at 144 crore, even as revenue slipped 14%. Margins improved to 13.1% despite subdued ad spending. State Bank of India SBI raised 25,000 crore via India's largest ever qualified institutional placement. Alone invested 5,000 crore, taking its stake to 9.49%. SBI shares were issued at 817 crore, with foreign investor participation high at 4.5 times oversubscription.
Let's continue with our third segment, Spotlight, Chanda Kochhar bribery case. A pivotal moment for Indian banking governance hit headlines as a special tribunal, on July 3, 2025, found ex-ICICI CEO Chanda Kochhar guilty of accepting a 64 crore bribe in exchange for sanctioning a 300 crore loan to Videocon. The bribe was funneled through a Videocon-linked company to New Power Renewables, led by Deepak Kochhar, Chanda's husband, right after the loan. Kochhar failed to disclose this financial connection, violating internal rules. The incident highlights the risks of conflicts of interest and sends a strong message about accountability at the highest levels.
Let's continue with our fourth segment, Gold, Currency, and Digital Payments. Gold edged up to 100,424 rupees, and the rupee stood at $86.41 per USD. Meanwhile, India's Unified Payments Interface, UPI, continued its global dominance, clocking a record 18.39 billion transactions in June 2025, capturing nearly half of all global digital payment volumes. UPI's reach now extends to Singapore, UAE, France, and covers 400 million unbanked Indians.
Let's continue with our fifth segment, Cryptocurrency, Tax Collection and Compliance. There's been a sharp rise in tax collection from crypto trading. The government collected 437.4 crore in FY24, up 63% year over year. Profits from crypto are taxed at 30%. 1% TDS is levied on every transaction since July 2022. No set-off or carry-forward of crypto losses is allowed. Data analytics tools like Project Insight flag discrepancies, with formal notices sent for unreported crypto income over 1 lakh. Simply put, the crypto regime is among the world's strictest, reflecting growing trading volumes and a focus on transparency.
Let's continue with our sixth segment, IPO radar. Dalal Street is bracing for a 2.6 lakh crore IPO wave in H2 2025. Tata Capital, LG, and Groww are headline acts, with several 4,000 crore plus issues set to hit the market. Managed workspace company IndiCube just raised 374 crore, $44 million from anchor investors ahead of its 700 crore IPO opening July 23rd, with a price band set at 225 crore to 237.
Let's continue with our seventh segment, business detail, Paytm's turnaround story. Paytm finally swung into profitability in Q1 FY26. Here's how. Strategic divestments, sold loss-making assets, Paytm Insider, PayPay to focus on core payments and lending. AI-led efficiencies, automation cut costs, driving operational margins and lowering total expenses by 18%. Lending boom, revenues from merchant loans doubled YOY. Key Q1 FY26 metrics, net profit. 123 crore, first ever profit. Operating revenue, 1,918 crore, plus 28% year-over-year. Payments revenue, 1,110 crore, plus 23% year-over-year. EBITDA 72 crore profit versus 792 crore loss. GMV processed, 5.39 lakh crore, plus 7% year-over-year. Merchant subscriptions, 1.30, plus 21 lakh year-over-year. Monthly transacting users, 7.4 crore. So, a remarkable recovery, for sure.
Let's continue with our eighth segment, private market pulse and industry insight. On the private side, the AI startup Composio raised $25 million, led by Lightspeed, with backers including Elevation Capital and angel investors like Gokul Rajaram and Rubrik Soham Mazumdar. In macro trends, India's 10-year GSEC yield is near multi-year lows at 6.3% as inflation cools. The RBI may keep rates low. The World Bank urges urgent investment in climate-resilient urban development to prevent heat-related deaths, which could double by 2050 as India's city population nears 1 billion. Cement companies are heading for strong profit growth in FY26, fueled by construction demand, better utilization, and lower fuel costs. Consumer finance firms like Bajaj Finance also look attractive for their asset growth and reasonable valuations. In Mumbai, sales of ultra-luxury homes, rupees 10 crore, rose 20% year-over-year, hitting 14,751 crore for Jan 2025, particularly in Worli, Tardeo, and Bandra. Foreign flows turned positive since April, but remain modest, about $3 to $3.5 billion net in the last 3 months. Nifty trades at a premium, at about 21 to 22 times earnings. Fast-growing firms are at 27 to 28 times. Market earnings growth last year was muted at 6 to 7%, but is expected to revive to 11 to 12% this year. Cardiac drug sales soared 50% in 4 years, underscoring health sector growth. That wraps up today's episode of the Rahul Nair Finance Show, brought to you under our daily series, The Daily Deal Room, from startups to stock markets. If you liked this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, colleagues, or anyone who's into business and investing.
We'll catch you tomorrow with more updates. Until then, stay curious, stay invested.